like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LBBC. We are the underground out the job. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man, y'all press 1 in the comment section if y'all can hear me. Again, y'all press 1 in the comment section if you guys can hear me, man. I got a mic check real quick. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in. If you guys can hear me, press 1. Make sure y'all click the link in the description box. Go get the A Weapons Midlife Music, you know, the greatest album that's out right now in the merchandise store. All y'all got to do is click the link. I'm going to put the link in the description box below this video. And we salute everybody that support the channel, support the cause. Y'all already know all the links is down in the description box. Everybody who's been showing love, hitting the Cash App, PayPal, subscribing to the podcast, getting a free membership on our website, going to the website and getting the weight loss formula. Salute to everybody. All those links in the description box below. The government has just dropped paperwork on Sean Diddy Combs in reply to Diddy's request for a bail. And the government strongly has come out in the last minute tonight. The government has come out. The judge gave the government until today to respond to Diddy's bail. They hadn't responded all day. And so a lot of people were thinking that the government had just gave up since Maureen Comey was fired. They thought that the government was going to quit, fold the tents, and just give up on Diddy. Well, instead, the government did something different. The government not only are not quitting, they have a new guy that's taking over I think his name is John Clayton. And also, he is basically coming out saying, because he was the one that signed these filings that came out late at the last hour on the Eastern Standard Time tonight. He basically is stating for everybody that's listening that the government is pushing, right? Let me say this again. The government is pushing for the major prison sentence for Diddy. They are asking for bail to be rejected. They're saying that Diddy has not shown anything different from what he did before those other times, to show that he is not a danger to society. He is not a flight risk. He is not all these things they say he were. They even added filings inside of the paperwork today, which they said was not presented in court. That was more damning evidence against Sean Diddy Combs. And they said that they're going to be pushing for much more than 5 years in prison for Diddy. Originally, they said they were going to be pushing for around 53 to 61 months in prison for Diddy. They said that when they get finished this write-up on Diddy, they said they're pushing for much substantially more time than that. I'm thinking they're pushing for around 10 years for Diddy in prison or more. The way that they wrote in this paperwork today, they're pushing for major time on these Mann Act charges. And so the government damn sure ain't giving up. They came at the last hour, I'm talking about the last second tonight. The government came out with this filing. In fact, they even had parts that were redacted, things that was left out of the original case. I don't know if the judge pulled this stuff out, because remember I told you guys there was a lot of stuff that was in the casework that I told you guys that they left out. A lot of you guys don't listen to this stuff. Y'all don't like to listen to when I tell y'all this stuff. Y'all think somebody just coming on YouTube and just making stuff up, and that's just not what I do. Whenever I come in here and I say something to everybody that's watching, that's studying, that's listening to my videos, that's listening to this channel, you know I don't come with no fake news. You know if I come with something, it's in the writing. Now, I can't help whether or not the judge allowed some of these things to be presented in court. Some of these things the judge did not allow to be presented in court. That is a problem, right? Some of these things, let me repeat myself again, the judge did not allow to be presented in court, right? So with that being said, the government is saying, look, all these other things, and I'm gonna show you guys on the screen what I'm talking about, because the government made major posts tonight on this case with Sean Diddy Combs, major things that the general public never got to see, because I told you guys a lot of the stuff that was in that pretrial court hearing, a lot of evidence the government said they had, Diddy's lawyers were smart enough to get it removed out of this case. They got a lot of the evidence removed out of this case. Remember all the evidence they found? That evidence was removed from the case, and I'm going to show you guys proof of what I'm talking about. That I don't just be on YouTube just running my mouth. I actually come on here and present factual information from the actual legal filings. So if you guys read y'all screen right there, you will see that entire redacted part right there in the paperwork. And excuse me, sir, to the person who said stop gossiping, hey, look, man, I ain't even gonna disrespect you like that, bro. I'm just gonna block you, dog. I'm not even gonna disrespect you, bro. I'm just gonna laugh at you and block you, bro, because I don't have no reason to lie. This is not gossip. This is factual information that has been filed. You can look at the date up at the top of the screen. You can go look up the filing yourself, and you can go read the whole damn 11-page write-up, sir. If you have those type of problems with yourself, because you obviously have these type of problems with yourself, you have insecurities within yourself to where you'll get mad when I come on here and actually read court filings. And see, a lot of people don't understand how court process goes, so people just think, oh, you guys are making shit up. No, I'm not making a damn thing up. I'm reading to you guys exactly what's in the casework, right? Now, what happened was, and I say this again, that Diddy's lawyers were very good. They got a lot of this stuff taken out of the court to not be seen in the trial. So basically, the jury did not see a lot of this different evidence that the feds had in court. People are not realizing that and understanding that. That is an issue that I think that needs to be presented. This is not people just making this stuff up. This is stuff that's actually in the casework. So if you can read the screen right there in front of you and just take your emotions, take your feelings and all these things out of it, you can read what the government wrote right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to help you read it in just a second. I'm going to help you read it in just a second. But the government, not only that, I'm going to show you where the government says they are looking at major prison time for Diddy over these two-man act charges. They have rejected all of Diddy's claims. They came and showed different examples that Diddy tried to bring up, and they basically showed where Diddy is on cap, where this doesn't apply to Diddy, is what the government is saying. You know what I'm saying? And they're basically saying that, hey, the sentence we said before, 53 to 61 months, yeah, we looking at way more time than that. That 5 years we was talking about, we looking at way more time than that. They said when they get finished their write-up, because they got to do the write-up next, the pre-sentencing write-up. Now, the pre-sentencing write-up is basically, you guys, is where the pre-sentencing report is where they give you a report where they have to tell you in the report all the different factors of why they feel like Diddy's prison time should be amped up to an entirely different level. This is what they do inside that report, right? So you guys got to understand that. These are things that are put inside that pre-sentencing report. So, this thing right here can get real funky. Now, again, I told you, it's a different dude. It's not Maureen Comey no more. Maureen Comey was let go. It is a completely different guy that is on this case right now. And his name is John Clayton. Now, let's get to the writing right here on your screen, because I want to break this down for people so people don't think that somebody just coming on YouTube making stuff up and just slandering somebody's name. That's not what we do over here. I actually present paperwork, filings that's in the legal court system. I can't help whether the judge says, you know what, I'm going to agree with Diddy's lawyers in this, because everybody try to say the judge is unfair, but the judge actually ruled this case down the line as far as the filings. He left a lot of stuff out of the filings. And see, that's the factual information that a lot of people aren't talking about. But let's talk about this. So we'll go right to the second paragraph, you guys. And it's on page 10. You can look at the filing. Just came out late tonight. At the last second tonight, it came out. They beat the deadline. So it says the defendant, talking about Diddy, contends that he does not pose a danger because the trial record does not reflect acts of violence by the defendant between 2018, when he ended his relationship with Cassie Ventura, and 2024, when he viciously assaulted Jane, right? As an initial matter, the defendant's violent act of Jane and his year-long proclivity towards violence against Mrs. Ventura and others, they said, is more than sufficient to establish his dangerousness. But the defendant's suggestion that he went several years without inflicting violence on another person simply is not true. The defendant, Diddy, did engage in several acts of violence between 2018 and 2024. And they named all those acts in this write-up today. But they had to black them out for the public because the judge did not allow these acts to be brought into court against Diddy. It was the judge who held these things out of the case. So the judge, I told you, he has seen way more evidence than anybody else has seen. The judge has seen all the evidence. I told you guys, if the judge was ruling this case, he'd have found Diddy guilty in all them charges. Because the judge read all the evidence. Now let's keep going. Read under the black line. It says, although this evidence was not presented at trial, the court is free to consider it in assessing the defendant's dangerousness. See United States versus Lafonte, 210 F3D 125 130 131, Second Circuit 2000, recognizing that proffers are permissible both in bail determination and bail revocation context. So they're saying that, bro, they don't even need to talk about what happened in the case. They're showing you evidence in other cases where bail was being spoken that the proffers are permissible both in bail and bail determination, meaning that people's testimonies and evidence that's outside of this case can be used. Let me give y'all an example, a smaller level of example. Look at Shannon Sharp's situation. Shannon Sharp settled out of court with that girl in that case, right? What did a different judge that had nothing to do with that case said? He says, hey, Tony Busby, I demand you not to destroy that videotape or those audio tapes that you were going to present in court. I'm going to use those in these cases as corroboration to this woman's allegations. I'm going to grant her request for that. So they're allowing other evidence that corroborates. And see, all those things that I told you guys about that was in the pretrial filing that would have corroborated things, that judge held that stuff out. That helped Diddy. The judge, see, everybody keep wondering why the judge reject bail? Why the judge do this? Because the judge has seen a lot of stuff that the general public have not seen. If you read the paperwork, you'll understand. Lack of knowledge destroys my people every day in understanding. So that's the thing about the judge. The judge has seen all the stuff that the general public have not seen. That's why I told y'all when the feds came forth and brought all that evidence in pretrial, the judge chopped a lot of this stuff down to only what Diddy was being specifically charged with. He didn't let the other people come in with the corroborations, which is where you had the alleged minor that was in that paperwork. Those were people who were allegedly coming to corroborate different stories. You have to read the paperwork to understand what was going on. The judge held a lot of that out. That's why the judge said at sentencing, when Diddy's lawyer was up there crying me a river, the judge was like, man, I didn't even, bro, your client was in the program. I didn't even let that be heard in the court during the case. I kept that out the case. Remember when the judge said that? Go back and read the judge transcripts when he said that, when he denied Diddy's bail. So the judge, he even then considered evidence that wasn't allowed in the case because it goes along with other cases that this has been permissible. It goes on to say the defendant's extreme history of violence and his continued attempt to minimize his recent violent conduct demonstrates his dangerousness and that he is not amenable to supervision. The defendant utterly fails to establish by clear and convincing evidence as required that he does not pose a danger to the community, right? Now let me keep going and show y'all what they said about his sentencing and his prison time. They're going for major time on Diddy. They're saying they're going, bro, listen, somebody in the comment section right now tell me how much is 61 months in prison? How many years is that? That's like 5 years in prison, right? 61 months is like 5 years in prison, right? 63 months. How many years is 63 months? Somebody in the comment section tell me. How many years in prison is 63 months? Somebody got to tell me that in the comment section right now. Somebody in the comment section tell me how many years. I think it's like 5 years, right? Somebody in the comment section tell me, because I'm finna show y'all something that was just put in the paperwork tonight. Because everybody get mad at me and, talking about, hey, man, y'all saying stuff. No, I don't have no reason to lie, right? 5 years and 3 months, right? 5 years and 3 months is 63 months, right? 63 months is more than that. You got 12 months in a year. If you put 5 years together, that's what? 60 what? Yeah, that's 5 years and 3 months, right? Well, read this paperwork right here. B, the defendant is a flight risk. The defendant, speaking of Diddy, also fails to establish by clear and convincing evidence that he is not a flight risk. The defendant Diddy faces significant penalties for his crimes of conviction, right? Now read this right here. Read what they're writing. The defendant faces significant penalties for his crimes of conviction. Significant. They ain't talking about no little penny shit. They're talking about he faces a max of 20 years, 10 on each charge. As raised, now read the next line, y'all. As raised in the government's July the 2nd, 2025 submission, the government's initial view was that Diddy's guideline range was from 51 months to 63 months in prison. That was their initial review. The government is continuing to assess the sentencing guidelines and expects that the appropriate guideline range will be substantially higher. They going for the whole meal on this nigga. Let me read that line again for dummies in this chat room, because I know it's a lot of them. As raised in the government's July the 2nd, 2000, I'm on the third line, y'all, 2025 submission, the government initial view, that's their first view, right? I'm telling y'all what's going on right now, right? Right? I'm telling y'all what's going on, right? Now listen to what I'm saying to y'all. I'm telling y'all what's going on in the paperwork, and this lets y'all know that they up to something. For them to say that, it lets you know they up to something. See, niggas can say whatever they want to say to me. But all I'm doing is reading the paperwork, nigga. You can't get mad at me, nigga. I'm reading the effing paperwork, nigga. As raised in the government's July the 2nd, 2025 submission, I'm on line 3, y'all. The government's initial view was that the defendant's guideline range was 51 to 63 months. That's what they're saying. That was their initial view. Now read this next line, y'all. The government is continuing to assess the sentencing guidelines and they expect that the appropriate guidelines range will be substantially higher. They going for the juggler on this nigga. The possibility of a substantial sentence, such as in this case, is a significant factor in assessing the risk of flight. They looking to put this nigga down for the whole meal. See United States versus Scally, 738F, United States versus Fishman, number 21, CR 296 2024, right? At 1 SDNY, August the 20th, 2024. Moreover, the defendant's endless financial means, coupled with his demonstrated ability to conceal his crimes, his past efforts to bribe security guards, as well as general disregard for the rule of law above, serve collectively to create a substantial risk of flight. At the bottom, they also say that the defense counsel has been aware of these incidents since at least the time the government produced the 3500 material. They going for the whole meal, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think the government saying that they going for way more than 5 years. I think the government wants to get Diddy 10. I think they're gonna go in there and try and push to the max and try to get the judge to get in the middle. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna leave it. They're gonna force Donald Trump to have to come in here and see if he got enough, if he got the kahunas to go against his base. Right? Let me say this again. They got enough kahunas to go against his base and pardon Diddy. And this is signed by John Clayton. They got a whole new dude that's involved now. And once again, I told you guys, they already stated in the paperwork, right there where it's blacked out. They said they had way more evidence that the judge left out the case. And I told you guys this. This is all in the pretrial paperwork. This is why when people come on here and say, hey, man, Diddy gonna sue y'all for live on Sunday, he ain't suing a damn body. Because that was in the paperwork. That's in the case paperwork. That stuff was left out of the case by the judge. You can't sue somebody for talking about what's in the paperwork. I'm showing you what's in the paperwork. Everything I told y'all on this YouTube channel have been in the paperwork. I don't go by nothing except for what's on this paperwork. Period. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. If the judge rejects Diddy's bail, if he gets to the bail hearing, right, and Trump does not pardon him for that bail hearing, and the judge rejects Diddy's bail, that nigga going for the long meal. I'm telling you this. If he lets Diddy go, he gonna be on probation and blah say blah. If he doesn't, he gonna hit that nigga with the long meal. And I've heard a few people who have been locked up on Fed charges saying that they gonna think the judge gonna give Diddy 20. Now, whether you want to agree with them or not, that's on you. But they said that the judge has seen, and I've listened to these people say this who have been in the feds before. They said, man, the judge has seen all the paperwork. He's seen all the shit that was left out of the case, that he left out of the case, right? So he's seen stuff, he knows stuff that we don't even know the general public didn't hear all the details about because all these people didn't read the paperwork in the pretrial filings. These was hundreds of pages of paperwork of evidence that was put in there. Hundreds of pages. This is why I keep trying to tell y'all, it's important that you, before you come calling dudes sellouts, all this other shit, you have to read the paperwork. It's not my fault that the judge X'd a lot of this stuff out of the trial. Diddy's lawyers struck a lot of this stuff down and they got a lot of this stuff removed from the case. That's why they couldn't put this in here to the public right here. This part that's blacked out, those are more things that were supposed to be put in this case. But that the government is saying, read right under the black line. It says, although this evidence was not presented at the trial, the court is free to consider it in assessing the defendant's dangerousness. They're saying, and so this paperwork right here is showing more acts that Diddy committed that they're alleging that they have proof about that didn't even make it to the trial. Because what happens is in the pretrial hearings, the judge, what he does is to say, okay, I'm going to let that in, I'm going to let that out. I'm going to let that in, I'm going to let that out. If you go look at the pretrial rulings, everybody was saying, yo, this is an unfair judge. These niggas got to be stupid. You have to look at the history and do your research for real and look at the rulings. This judge was probably the most 50-50 you can be as far as rulings down the line. He ruled so many things in Diddy's favor, but people was only looking at things he ruled against Diddy. But so many things Diddy's lawyers got ruled in his favor because they either found legal loopholes or they just did good legal work. Diddy had some good lawyers over there, right? Stuff that was not put in the final case that was presented to the government. I mean, not the government, to the jury, excuse me, and to the world. Right? Now, I'm telling you guys, you can get mad at me all you want. I'm not the one making this shit up. I'm just reading you what the paperwork say. It's right there on paper. And they say they're looking at a substantially longer prison sentence, and they're saying that Diddy should not, and this is why I keep trying to tell y'all, I think the feds are up to something. I think them niggas coming with a whole new indictment too. Because they're saying that Diddy should not be released because they feel like he's a flight risk because they're looking to push for substantial prison time for him. Read the paperwork. It's right there on your screen. When everybody thought that Diddy was going to get a year and did this, that, and the third, the government saying, hold on, we ain't even finished. And they also brought up the fact the government said that they presented the judge privately with numerous letters from people asking the judge to not release Diddy. That was in his paperwork too. I read all 11 pages quick. I read all 11 pages. That's how I can give y'all the breakdown on everything that was being said. I got all the paperwork right here in front of me. And the guy's name's not John Clayton. His name is Jay Clayton. United States Attorney, Jay Clayton. In fact, let me see this. Let me check out something for y'all real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see something. Is U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton, let me ask Google, is U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton a Republican? Is U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton a Republican? Let me see. Oh, he's not a Democrat nor a Republican. Jay Clayton. Let me read that again. Jay Clayton, the acting United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, is not registered Republican or Democrat. He's been described as a political independent. During his SEC tenure, chairman, 2017, 2020, guess who he was appointed by? Man, this shit is crazy. Now, y'all finna, bro, they finna go crazy about this shit. Y'all really think, now, I'm gonna say, let me put this on the screen so niggas can see I was never capping. Because I know niggas gonna think I'm capping when I say what I say. But all I'm gonna say is this: Brett the Hitman heart of this shit, nigga. Best there is, best there ever was, best there ever effing will be. I don't come on here just saying stuff just to blow smoke to people, man. I actually do my research. And I actually do a damn great job at it. Now, let me show you this first. As you can see, the document, page 11, was signed off by Jay Clayton, United States Attorney. Now remember who just got fired? Maureen Comey just got fired. She wasn't Trump's lady. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Jay Clayton, read your screen right there. I'll let y'all read it. I'll let y'all read it. Jay Clayton is acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York since 2025. Is not a registered Republican or Democrat. He has been described as a political independent. During his tenure as SEC chairman in 2017 through 2020, appointed by none other than President Donald J. Trump. Clayton was noted for his consensus building approach and lack of strong partisan ties. He did not contribute to Trump's 2016 campaign, but has donated to candidates of both parties over the years. Now let me ask Google one more thing. I gotta ask him one more thing. Does Jay Clayton support President Donald Trump? Let's see. Right? He was nominated by Trump. And he expressed his appreciation for Trump's trust and support during his SEC tenure, notably in 2020 letter. But this reflects his personal gratitude, right? He has donated to both Republican and Democratic candidates. including Mitt Romney, Barack Obama, and Jeb Bush. Now, to the person who says he's not getting no 20 years, I never said he was going to get 20 years in this situation. I said to you, and that's where y'all get what I say wrong. You have to listen. I said that the feds are pushing for major prison time for Diddy. That's why they want to reject his bail. And the judge knows it. That's why the judge rejected the bail at right after the verdict was read. Read what they wrote again, Janet Jackass, in the paperwork tonight that just came out. Let me read this again for you. The defendant is a flight risk. Why would they think Diddy's a flight risk if they're not going to be looking for major time against Diddy? Because they are pushing for major time against Diddy, and they're currently working on the full sentencing report, you dumb son of a snitch. Now read the fine print, Janet Jackass, and I'm just going to say this to you. And once again, here's the crazy part. They fired Maureen Comey. Donald J. Trump appointed Jay Clayton back in 2017 to the SEC. Jay Clayton has taken over, and he's not let his foot off Diddy. In fact, he said he's looking for a substantial sentence against Diddy. Read the paperwork, nigga. Now, whether that happens or not, it's all on the judge. But it's funny how Donald Trump appointed Jay Clayton. Wouldn't you think that if this was the case, that Trump would have got Jay Clayton to lay off Diddy? Why would they be pushing for the max time? Or close to it? Read the paperwork. The defendant is a flight risk. The defendant also fails to establish by clear and convincing evidence that he is not a flight risk. The defendant faces significant penalties. They're saying significant. Everybody keeps saying, hey, Diddy gonna get probation. He's gonna walk out. That's not what the Fed's saying. That's not what the guy that Donald Trump appointed saying. The guy that Donald Trump appointed to the SEC, he's not saying this. He's the new acting attorney. You can get mad at me. Can't get mad at the facts. The defendant faces, second line, the defendant faces significant penalties for his crimes of conviction. As raised in the government's July 2nd, 2025 submission, the government's initial view was that the defendant's guideline range was 51 to 63 months. The government is continuing to assess the sentencing guidelines and expects that the appropriate guideline range will be substantially higher. The possibility of a substantial sentence, such as in this case, is a significant factor in assessing the risk of flight. They're saying we going for a long time. So you don't let Diddy go, because if he knows the time we going for a long time. So you shouldn't even let him free. And I'm telling y'all this right now. If the judge denied this nigga bail again, I'm telling y'all the government going for the meal on this nigga. That let y'all know right now he know the government is, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Listen. And the man who's running this now, Jay Clayton, was appointed to the SEC by Donald J. Trump in 2017. The walls got ears, little nigga. I hear when you talk. Oh my God. Let's get this shit clear, little nigga. Right now, Jay Clayton, he run New York. They don't move all them other chicks out the way. Think about this. It was all women all-white women that were prosecuting Diddy at the trial, led by Maureen Comey. Think about what I just told y'all. What did they do? Donald Trump fired Maureen Comey. And everybody was like, oh, he fired her because he fired her because he's helping Diddy. Then why is Jay Clayton now running this thing? And why is Jay Clayton now saying we looking for significant sentence against Diddy? They brought Jay Clayton. They didn't raise up all these other chicks and elevate them into her place. They brought this dude, Jay Clayton, in the case and said, no, you're going to be the one that runs on this. And you ain't got to get mad at me. Just do your own research on Jay Clayton. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, I know niggas gonna get mad because I'm presenting facts. I still love you. But I'm reading the paperwork. How can they get mad at me when I'm reading the paperwork, man? I can't help if the judge left some of that shit out. These are facts. Right? Now, if you guys want a better picture, right? If you guys want a better picture of the guy that Donald J. Trump appointed, Mr. Jay Clayton, if you want a better picture, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you who Jay Clayton is. The guy that Donald Trump appointed. I can show you right now. And Diddy's biggest trouble may have been those comments he said about Donald J. Trump. That's Jay Clayton right there. The man that Donald J. Trump appointed back in 2017 to the SEC. Loving you is easy come. You're beautiful. Doo 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 doo. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Clayton say they looking for a substantial sentence against Diddy. So, nah, he ain't going nowhere. And Jay Clayton was appointed by Donald Trump back in 2017 to the SEC. And now, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, since Maureen Comey was fired, Jay Clayton is now the acting United States attorney in the good old Southern District of New York City. All it takes is a little bit of research, man. Just read a little bit. Right? Accordingly, the defendant has also failed to demonstrate by clear and convincing evidence that he does not pose a flight risk. For the foregoing reasons, the defendant's motion should be denied. Respectfully submitted, Jay Clayton, United States Attorney, the man that was appointed to the SEC in 2017 by none other than your current President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Don't get mad at me. I'm just reading the paperwork, man. It's right there in the filings. I read all 11 pages. The government made it easy for me tonight. They put only 11 pages. I read Diddy's entire filing the other day. His lawyers came out with them 63 pages. And I was waiting to see what the government was going to say. And the government says they're looking for substantial higher sentence than the 5 years they originally said. 5 and 3 months. And they're saying that this is the reason why Diddy should not have bail, because he's going to be facing a substantial sentence. And also, As you see right there, the part that's blacked out, they also presented more evidence to the judge to where they showed other cases recent. They showed other cases, not no case from 87 or 1890 or something like that. They showed other cases where this type of evidence was presented and permissible both in bail determination and bail revocation context. So, you know, yeah, man, this situation is crazy, bro. But this came out late tonight. Everybody was thinking, because I had people hit me up like around 9:30 p.m. what Eastern Standard Time saying, "Yo, Ticket man, they gonna let Diddy walk, nigga. What you think?" I said, man, let's wait and see. You know what I'm saying? I said, they don't come out with no paperwork, he gonna walk. If the government didn't come out with this paperwork tonight at the last minute, I mean, they came out at the last minute, bro. They had until 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11:59, excuse me, Eastern Standard Time. 11:59 p.m. to put this paperwork out. They put this shit out at the very last minute. Crazy work. Crazy work. And I'm gonna tell you something. If the judge give this nigga, now I'm not saying he is, but if the judge get this man 20, bro, I'm falling out my seat, bro. That man 57 years old right now. That's damn near life. It all depends and it all falls on the judge. That's what it all comes down to. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna see where the judge is leaning towards right now. He's not gonna say it, but the judge may feel away. You just never know, man. We're gonna see. I don't know how the judge is thinking, man. I'm gonna say that right now, man. It's all on the judge. That's why I told y'all the judge has so much leeway, bro, in sentencing, bail hearing. He has so much leeway. I'm telling y'all, it's as simple as this. If the judge lets Diddy walk on bail, Diddy is not doing no time in prison, in my opinion. If anything, that nigga might do, like, he might get time served and get probation for the rest. If that judge denies Diddy bail again, bro, they gonna hit that. I think they gonna hit that nigga with around a dime piece, man. They probably hit him with 5 for each charge, stack him, get that nigga 10. That's if they deny him bail. That's why they're fighting so hard for that. To the person who said, where is the proof? Well, if you read the paperwork, the Fed said the judge have already seen all this evidence. You guys got to remember, this is the thing I think a lot of people on YouTube don't understand. They say, oh, you guys made all these allegations against them, and it wasn't true. That's not true. This stuff was in the casework. We read all the paperwork and put it on the screen for y'all. The thing is this: when you go to pretrial, when you have pretrial hearings, in these cases, the judge can X out certain things and leave certain things in. The judge X'd out a lot of evidence. A lot of evidence. See, y'all see what I'm saying? So y'all are fitting to see if Donald Trump does not pardon Diddy before the bail hearing, you guys, that nigga's in trouble. And here's the thing: the new person Donald Trump fired Maureen Comey, who was the United States attorney, right? He fired her. She was the one that was running that thing at that point. Look who they hired: Jay Clayton, the man Donald Trump appointed. And Jay Clayton say he going to hit Diddy with the whole meal. Now you can get mad at me, or you can just do your research and do a little Google and find out Who appointed Jay Clayton to the SEC back in 2017? Now, don't get mad at me. I'm telling y'all, this case, and I've said this from the start, is going to come down to the judge. I'm telling y'all this. This did the United States, these judges have so much leeway, bro. In sentencing, bail hearing, all this stuff. They have the final word. It ain't like Diddy can, I can go appeal to. No, 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 no. This is it right here. That's a long time, man. And here's the thing. We got to ask ourselves, because y'all got to remember, the judge is human too. We got to think, how much shit did the judge see that we didn't even get to see in court that's going to influence his mind? Right? Right? That's the part y'all got to understand, man. Who's running the Department of Justice right now? Donald J. Trump. How in the blue hell does Jay Clayton get in this position right now? Think about this. How is Jay Clayton? It was all white woman that was on this thing. They removed Maureen Comey and brought a dude, brought Jay Clayton in here as the acting United States District Attorney out of nowhere. This is Donald Trump's guy from back in 2017 in the SEC. And he's saying, no, we're revoking bail and we're looking at major prison time for this guy. We're going to find out if Trump pardons Diddy before the bail. We're going to find out. But right now, with him putting that guy there, why would he put his own guy there? This guy going that hard against Diddy, for Trump to just come in and say, nah, you know what? No, I'm going to let him out. You put your own people in there to soften the blow, not make it harder. Right? That's what you do. Think about what I said. Diddy got to be red hot tonight after this one, bro. He got to be red hot tonight after reading this. The government made him wait to the last minute tonight to stay up. That nigga probably stayed up all night to read this filing. And he probably won't even see this till tomorrow because he's locked up. Straight up. Vita says, you don't vote. Why are you talking politics? I'm not talking politics. I'm not talking about who you should vote for politics, man. What the hell is wrong with you? I think something's wrong with you, Vita. I'm going to go ahead and block you. I'm going to put you in time. I ain't going to block you. Something's wrong with you, though. I think something is like, I think you got to go see somebody because you got something going on. I don't know what's wrong, but I hope and pray that you get that fixed. If you need some, and seriously, I'm telling you factual information. This guy, Trump appointed this guy. He appointed this guy back in 2017 to the SEC. What does that have to do with politics to me? I'm not telling you, hey, vote for this guy, this policy, that policy. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. What are you talking about? You got to learn your stuff, man. I'm trying to figure out how in the blue hell did Jay Clayton, matter of fact, let me look this up real quick. Who appointed Jay Clayton as active as acting U.S. attorney. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, y'all done, bro. You guys are done. It's over with, man. That nigga ain't getting no pardon. He ain't getting no pardon. Y'all want me to show y'all a surprise tonight? Y'all want me to show y'all a surprise? Press 1 in the comment section if y'all want me to show y'all a surprise. Do y'all press 1 in the comment section right now and smash the like button, share the video if y'all want me to show y'all a surprise. Read the screen. Read the screen. I'm just gonna let you read the screen of all these goddamn trolls on YouTube. Read the screen! Read it! I was never capping, nigga. Jay Clayton was appointed as the acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York by President Donald Trump. Ah! Let me read this again. Jay Clayton was appointed as the acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York by your President, Donald J. Trump. Now, I wonder about all the people who were celebrating, who hate Donald Trump, but they all thought that he was going to give Diddy this pardon. But he appointed the same man that is trying to nail Diddy's ass to the wall right now. Tonight in a scathing writing saying no, he can't have bail. And we're pushing for a substantially large sentence. Now, if Donald Trump was trying to free Diddy, why would he have his guy tell the court, for the foregoing reasons, the defendant's motion should be denied? Respectfully, John Clayton, United States Attorney. Once again, ticket, little old ticket, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever fucking will be. Now, you can hate on me, you can get mad, you can screw your face up, you can talk all kind of shit about me. But the one thing you can't do is say I'm a liar when I'm reading actual paperwork was in the filing. Right? Right? Listen, say it again. And this isn't the first time that Trump appointed Jay. This is the second time that he's appointed Jay. It's all right there. Came to the party for the photos, show off my new outfit and show off my new, right? I don't have to block the bots. Let them do what they do. I'm just presenting facts. You can get mad all you want. Like I said, it's all on that judge, man. And that judge has seen everything that was in the case and wasn't in the case. Because everybody thought at right after Diddy was found not guilty on the main charges, they said, "Oh, he going home today." And the judge says, "No, he ain't. His ass going right back in that jail." And now we're gonna see if the judge denies him bail again. Let me repeat myself. This is where I stand on this. It's all on the judge. If the judge gives Diddy bail, Diddy going home. He ain't doing. He gonna get probation for the rest of that time. He going home. I mean, there ain't nothing else I can say about it. But if the judge rejects Diddy's bail again, he finna hit that nigga with the Barry Bonds, nigga. Home run. See, them connections run deep. And I told y'all this months ago, but everybody wanted to stop listening to me. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Please do not disrespect, excuse me. Please do not disrespect. And I'm going to ask this respectfully to my chat room. Please do not disrespect my brother Willie D. I got too much love and respect for Willie D. Nobody in this chat room is going to get away with disrespecting Willie D. I'm going to give y'all a warning. I might disagree with him on Diddy. You know I don't rock with Diddy. I rock with Willie D though. Because Willie D stand up for the community and I know what he doing. Willie D is a great person. He's a good guy. And I'm not finna let nobody come on my channel and use that as a platform to disrespect that, man. It's not finna happen. And the same thing for my brother 78. Y'all not finna do that shit over here, not on my channel, bro. I don't care if me and that nigga disagree 1,000 times, because it's funny, because when we agree, all they said was, "Oh man, all y'all do is agree. All y'all do is agree on everything, man. You sit up there, you guys, all these guys are trained, man. It's a cult, man. They're trained, man. All they do is agree." When we disagree, now y'all want to create beef, y'all want to make tension, y'all want dudes fighting. Nah, nigga. Nigga, he a man, I'm a man, they a man. Listen, bro, we just disagree. Still my nigga. Period. 100 grand, nigga. That's facts. Now the other nigga, nah, it ain't the same with him. The other dude, he just a walking shit stain. That's just all there is to that. That nigga's a grade A hater. No respect. None. But yeah, like I said before, man, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think in them comments, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When ticket kicked these candy ass trolls away. Now, you can go look up the writing of the filing. It's online. The filing in the official court documents. And you can go read the entire 11 pages yourself. That was filed late tonight on the last day of July. And now we're in August. You say you have no idea who Willie D is. He a legend. Point blank, period. You understand what I'm saying? He a legend. He a good dude. He a guy that care about his community. Same thing with 78. Period. You understand? But yeah, as I said to you guys, I'm showing y'all what they saying in the paperwork. And it threw me back when I seen Jay Clayton, because Jay Clayton had nothing. Bro, listen, this was all the women at first. That's why Diddy's lawyers like, yo, it's like a 6-pack of white women over there. Because it was all women that was prosecuting Diddy. They fired Maureen Comey, who was not even from Trump. And Trump placed Jay Clayton in this position back in April. He was already going to do this. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Sometimes your words come back to get you, man. Diddy might get away. They might let him out, man. The judge might say, hey, man, you know what? I'm going to give you a pass. But if he don't and they nail him and Trump does not pardon him, he going to regret those words forever. Telling y'all this. Like, share, subscribe, man. Salute to everybody. Appreciate all y'all, man. Showing love, spreading love on this channel, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it's okay to disagree with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I love having a dialogue. It's okay to disagree with me. It's cool, man. That don't mean that I gotta hate you to hate me, this, that, and the third. That don't mean that, bro. Now, some nigga, and like I told y'all, that one nigga, like I said, that nigga's sad, bro. Like I said before, man. But again, you know, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Vita, why is you worried about me? Worry about yourself, man. Worry about yourself. You look like you doing a permanent bankhead bounce in your picture. Worry about yourself, man. She look like she doing a permanent bankhead bounce in her picture. So yeah, don't be happy for all the victims. The judge ain't made no ruling yet. Y'all make sure y'all get in that comment section, man, in that description box. Click that video, man. Or click that link and go cop the album, man. A Weapons, the greatest midlife music. Y'all already know what it is. And make sure y'all cop the weight loss formula and all that stuff. Those links is all in the description box below this video. I'm gone. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe once again. There are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drop weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.